Now to our weekly case study. Fujitsu is a leading service provider of communication solutions and business information technology. It's one of the largest ICT companies here in Australia, and it also operates in over 100 other countries. Fujitsu provide technology infrastructure and services to a wide range of customers, including the government, finance, health, retail and education sectors. The company has a long-term focus on energy efficiency. It's a focus that's brought about significant bottom-line savings. They've been sharing that money-saving advice with their customers, and today they're going to share it with us too. I met up with Stewart from Fujitsu to find out some of their best money-saving solutions. Stewart, thanks for coming on Smart Money. For viewers who aren't familiar with Fujitsu, who are you and what do you do?
Well, Fujitsu, we're a global ICT technology company. We operate in over 100 countries around the world, and we have about 160,000 staff.
Here at your Macquarie Park headquarters, you've switched to what's called activity-based working. What does that mean?
Activity-based working gives us flexibility. So generally, you will not be sitting in the same desk 2 days in a row. It allows with the flexibility of having large project work where staff might be on site, and then the need for bringing them back in for other projects as well.
And has that actually saved you money?
Absolutely, it saved us money. On energy costs, we're looking at around about a 52% reduction.
Since moving to these headquarters, you've saved a lot of money on your travel costs. How much have you saved and how did you achieve that?
Well, generally speaking, in 2008, the average employee for work used to travel around 5,000 kilometres. Now we're just under 2,000 kilometres. So what we've done to enable that change is also include technology. So people can use online collaboration tools more effectively to reduce the travel time and the need to meet face-to-face. But also we have telepresence, which actually really reduces those travel times significantly.
Based on your experience, what kind of video conferencing and cloud collaboration tools can maximise those savings?
Well, Skype for Business is a fantastic tool that's available for pretty much anyone, and that's really helped us collaborate better and actually use the video conferencing areas. Then you can go on to the advanced areas where we have probably the more expensive high-end telepresence, which is really good for boardroom meetings and really detailed discussions.
You've changed the way that you print documents. What kind of paper savings and financial savings has that generated?
Well, the financial and paper savings have been quite significant. By implementing Follow Me Printing, we've reduced the number of printers to just 2 per floor, and that's reduced printing by 52% because we're not wasting any paper anymore, and it's reducing our recycling and document shredding costs as well.
Many business owners I meet have a desktop computer at home, they have a desktop computer at work. I noticed looking around here that you've got rid of desktop computers and replaced them with laptops. Why did you do that?
Well, really getting rid of the desktops really was linked to that activity-based working scenarios that we have of our mobile workforce. But also we had the added benefit of the energy savings. A desktop used to cost around about $90 a year to run, and now we're looking at just under $30 with the new laptops. And even going the next step, we're looking at virtual desktop environments. We're looking at under $5 to $6 a year of operation.
Here at Fujitsu, you've had your data centres rated by the Neighbour Scheme. When the Neighbour Scheme rates a data centre, what are they actually rating?
Neighbour's rating for data centres is rating the energy efficiency of that facility. In a perfect world, every bit of kilowatt goes into a data centre will go to the computing load of the servers. What we're looking at, a good rating scheme would be a ratio of 1.6. 6 would be the mechanical cooling, the lighting and the uninterrupted power supplies that go in it. So the Neighbour's rating tool is giving that validation of how efficient you're running that data centre.
And why did you get a Neighbour's rating? What's the benefit to your customers? Can it actually save them money?
It's important to note that the Neighbour's rating has been around for about 10 years in the office environment. So it's only natural to see them expanding this into data centres. That was recognising the energy consumption of data centres. So the Neighbour's rating enables us to actually put a stake in the ground to say, yes, we're operating our data centres at a 3.5 or 4-star or greater, and gives that assurance to our customers when they actually use our facilities, we're doing all we can to save energy.
Before a company appoints an external data centre, what kind of questions should they ask them?
The simple advice would be just to ask what their Neighbour's rating is. That's bottom line. Similar if you go into an office building, you would ask what the Neighbour's rating is of that. So this is no different, and in fact, your data centre would probably be using more energy than your office building.
People often talk of the Internet of Things as being the next big thing. Based on your experience, how can it save you money?
Well, the Internet of Things really enables us to measure what we don't know. and to measure that effectively. And you'll be hard to monitor and reduce environmental impacts and energy consumption without having that measurement tool. So where we're seeing IoT in place for us and with our customers is the ability to understand where your energy consumption is, and then you can actually do something about it in real time and not wait for your quarterly bill to just have a bill shock and realise that you should have done something and it's 3 months too late.
Final question. As a company, Fujitsu helps its customers to become more efficient and to save money. If you had to pick one of your favourite financial savings, what would it be?
I actually like to give you two, if I can. The first one is looking at a mobility solution that we did for Qantas. Now, their biggest environmental impact is jet fuel. And the pilots actually used to carry 20 kilograms of flight manuals on each flight. So it might not seem like much, but with 3,000 pilots in the air at any given time, it can be quite significant. So what we did in conjunction with Telstra, we designed a mobility solution so now that pilots carry all their flight manuals on an iPad. That alone has saved them $1.5 million a year in fuel and paper costs. The second one really isn't a technology solution, it's more like the ability to collaborate and bring people together. In Melbourne, 3 universities were looking at building new data centres. We actually brought them together, we expanded one of our halls in our data centre, and they've all shared that space together. That has saved them 50% on costs of the build and also 50% on operations and energy costs. And that's been going for a number of years now.
As you just saw, Fujitsu has had a lot of success improving their bottom line through efficiency and innovation. When you look at what they've done, there are 3 key things that other businesses can learn from them. First up, if you create a hot desk activity-based operation, it can significantly reduce your real estate footprint and it can cut energy costs. Secondly, using video conferencing software like Skype can significantly reduce the business travel costs associated with your employees. Finally, if you're going to use an external data centre, make sure you use one that's been rated by the Neighbours rating scheme. Doing that will help to reduce the amount of energy associated with your data use.